You guys probably remember that post going back to roughly the end of January. I made a video about it. We were talking about it. But yes, Fidelity Investments said that they were launching their own stablecoin. They were joining a slew of companies across startups and financial institutions with similar intentions. Now, I made a video regarding this because, well, let's just be honest here. At the end of the day, stablecoins are everywhere. Everyone is talking about stablecoins. Big banks are launching stablecoins. We've been hearing about it for well over a year now on how disruptive stablecoins are. The main goal of stablecoins is that it reinforces crypto's killer use case. And it's been a killer use case for well over a decade now. It's payments. Crypto is fundamentally changing the way that money moves around the world. And it's doing so in a very efficient way. That's why when we think about Ripple and the Internet of Value, it is the most important thing to look at because it is one of the biggest killer use cases that crypto offers. It's changing everything around us. Now, before we do continue on into this video, I just want to let you guys know about iTrustCapital. If you are going to plan to hold your crypto for a very long time, if you want to retire with crypto, why not do so in a tax-advantaged account? iTrustCapital offers an IRA platform for you to buy, sell, and hold crypto along with gold and silver. It's one of the best out there in the game. And also they do offer a premium custody account. If you guys want to go check this out, you get a free $100 sign-up bonus when you deposit $1,000 into your account. And you could do so by using my link down in the description below as well as in the comments right now. So what are you doing? Go check it out. Guys won't regret it. Now, with that in mind, let's dive on into the actual video. Fidelity Digital Assets. Very similar to Franklin Templeton Digital Assets. They're all locked in on stablecoins, on crypto, on tokenization. We have over here from Fidelity Digital Assets, we are excited to introduce Fidelity Digital Dollar, FIDD, a new stablecoin issued by Fidelity Digital Assets NA and pegged 1-to-1 to the US dollar. This is a very big announcement. We have over here the full-on announcement. Fidelity Investments expands digital asset investment lineup with stablecoin launch, Fidelity Digital Dollar. They do break it down, but the main quote that I'm looking at here is the fact that at Fidelity, we have a long-standing belief in the transformative power of the digital assets ecosystem and have spent years researching and advocating for the benefits of stablecoins. As a leading asset manager and a digital assets pioneer, Fidelity is uniquely positioned to provide investors with on-chain utility via a digital dollar. What a crazy world that we live in when we think about just how crazy this is. Like Fidelity, this is Fidelity. Guys, let's go look at their 2024 annual report, okay? First off, revenue, a couple, billion, 32.7. Operating expenses, 22.4 billion. Operating income, 10.3 billion. Assets under administration, 15.1 trillion. Their discretionary assets, 5.9 trillion. This is a massive name. But look at their customers, okay? We have here customer engagement, 8.8 million customer planning interactions, 5.5 customer appointments, 5.5 million, by the way, 39.2 million unique customers engaging with Fidelity.com, NetBenefits.com, or mobile apps. So again, they have millions and millions of customers that are locked in. And the best part about this is like they have digital customer experience, technology, all that kind of stuff. Like they are fully focused on digital assets. They are locked in on digital assets. They know how big this will be. But we go back to this breakdown because when we think about FIDD, what exactly are they doing with the stablecoin? Well, we have down here that the FIDD's key functions are supported by Fidelity Investments businesses, offering investors a full service stablecoin model, including reserve asset management, conducted by Fidelity Management and Research Company LLC, and leveraging Fidelity's long-standing asset management expertise, purchase and redemption options that permit customers to buy or sell FIDD for $1 on the Fidelity Digital Assets, Fidelity Crypto, and Fidelity Crypto for Wealth Managers platforms. FIDD is also available for purchase on major exchanges where FIDD is listed, and holders may transfer FIDD to any Ethereum mainnet address. And then also coin issuance. So including FIDD's circulating supply and reserve net asset value, it's disclosed as of the close of every business day on Fidelity.com. But what's crazy about this is like the main reason why they're doing this is because of the market cap valuation behind stablecoins, which is well over $316 billion. but also because of the US regulatory framework, which is now in place. Fidelity is one of the first traditional financial institutions to issue its own digital dollar. And this is all because, of course, the Genius Act. This plays a significant milestone and role in the evolution of traditional names like Fidelity moving on chain. It provides the regulatory guardrails for payment stablecoins. We are thrilled to launch a fiat-backed stablecoin in a time of increasing regulatory clarity to better support our customers' needs, provide choice in the marketplace, and enable continued progress towards a more efficient financial system. And this is exactly what Scott Bessent recently just said. Big shout out to Subjective Views for this. We have over here breaking. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent says that the Genius Act and stablecoins created could be an important feature of financing the U.S. government. What a wild statement. Check this out.
Turning to digital assets, something that we've talked about quite a bit in the time remaining. Can you tell me your assessment of how the regulatory process is coming for the implementation of the Genius Act?
The Genius Act was an important act, important piece of legislation for bringing back into the U.S. the regulation, creation of digital assets, and making the United States a national champion. The Genius Act and the stable coins that will be created with that could, in fact, be an important feature of financing the U.S. government. And we are moving with deliberate speed to round out the House and the Senate's intention on that important,
Thank you very much, Mr. Secretary.
Piece of legislation.
Appreciate your work and leadership there.
So yeah, I mean, this is a huge moment for the U.S. government to lock in on U.S. dollar-backed stablecoins. But guess what? It's not just U.S. dollar-backed stablecoins. Stablecoins right now just hit over a $10 trillion monthly transfer volume. Prior month, in January, we nearly hit $10 trillion exact for the monthly transfer volume in January. We are only at 225 million holders of stablecoins, so we're still very early in the evolution of stablecoins and the adoption of stablecoins. But the monthly transfer volume itself, I mean, up almost 46%. This is wild. But again, most of this is US dollar-backed stablecoins. We could see the jurisdiction country here. I mean, $265 billion is just tied back to US dollar stablecoins. They hold a 91% share of the market. However, this is dropping, and we are starting to see more and more stablecoins around the world launching. This is very important to focus on. We have over here 2026, the year non-US dollar backed stablecoins take off. I just recently made a video regarding this because we are starting to see on-chain FX become a reality. This is one of the biggest use cases for crypto itself, because on-chain FX is trillions and trillions and trillions of dollars every single day. No, I'm not talking about monthly or yearly, every single day. Now, the reason why I'm bringing this up, because the market cap for tokenized euros has been taking off lately. And what did we just recently see? Spanish lender BBVA joins EU bank stablecoin venture to challenge digital dollars. That's right. They're locked in on the fact that we are going to see a lot more initiatives around stablecoins outside of the US. The $800 billion asset bank is the 12th to join Amsterdam-based Kivelis, which aims to introduce a euro-pegged token this year. Now, this is Spain's second largest bank by assets. There's a dozen major EU lenders tied back to this. Tokens tied to the US dollar dominate the $300 billion stablecoin market, with euro-denominated tokens having less than $1 billion market capitalization. Over here, if we look at this, so it doesn't really give me a full breakdown of the EU, but if we're looking at most of the stablecoins here, I mean, yeah, for the most part, they're all US dollar backed. If we're looking at the actual pegged currencies, I mean, there's definitely some euros here, but even when we think about euros from Circle, which is their euro stablecoin, only $441 million compared to the almost 9 billion tied back to USDC. Now, if we're looking at this as well, This is seeking authorization from the Dutch Central Bank under the EU's MiCA framework and plans to debut its token in the second half of this year. Now, some of the other banks include a lot of Ripple partners, like for an example, we have here BNP Paribas, ING, and even UniCredit. They're really looking at trying to take over this market. They're trying to tap into it in a big way, and I don't blame them. This is going to start to accelerate more and more. Like, we're going to start to see a lot more players diving on in to the stablecoin, game. But when we think about how big BBVA is as well, let's go over to their November 2025 breakdown. A bank prepared for the future. They have over 80 million active customers. They operate in more than 25 countries, and this is one of the largest financial institutional players in Mexico. They are an absolute giant, guys. 80 million customers. So now you have 80 million customers from BBVA, and then Fidelity, right? Roughly what? 39 million? We'll just round it up to 40 million. That's 120 million active customers just from two names. Mind you, there's 225 million holders of stablecoins right now. This is how early we are in the stablecoin boom. And by the way, let's not forget that going back here, right? BNP Paribas is one of the names tied back to Ripple custody. BNP Paribas announced a Medico partnership back in like 2023. Yeah, we know Ripple is still locked in with them on Ripple custody. But what about BBVA? Because also, just back in September, Ripple custody, BBVA. We're expanding our partnership with BBVA, bringing our institutional grade digital asset custody technology to Spain. BBVA is responding to growing customer demand for crypto assets, with Ripple providing a secure and compliant custody solution. Imagine if this new stablecoin launches on Ripple's platform. This would be crazy. But it's not surprising at all that we are starting to see more and more names diving on into the stablecoin boom. Again, we've talked about this on multiple occasions. Ripple back in 2022 said that the stablecoin race is on. I really don't think that kicked in until just recently. With all of these new fresh launches, I mean, guys, euro-backed stablecoins are starting to take off just now. If we're thinking about US dollar-backed stablecoins, let's go back to the yearly here. Like, if we're really going back all the way back to like let's just go back to like 2018. In 2021, like, this is how quick things can change. In 2020, there was only about $2 trillion worth of transfer volume with stablecoins. In 2021, there was over $111 trillion in just 1 year. So again, all it really takes is a few big names to launch something. The crypto boom returns, a major catalyst forms, aka, clarity. It could be anything, right? And euro stablecoins could take off in that year and challenge US dollar-backed stablecoins. Again, we're only at a $300 billion market cap for stablecoins. This is still very early on. This is something to watch for right now. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video.